All right, boys and girls, it's the GDP Halloween edition as the Hokies get prepared to hit back on the road. Boston College and Steve Addazio is the opponent, Mikey. However, for Virginia Tech, the biggest issue this week is how do you rebound from that extremely emotional defeat?
Boy, it's tough. Coach Beamer said you just got to move forward, pick yourself off the ground. It's going to be a test of their character. And you kind of got to look yourself in the mirror and say, we can sulk about it or we can go move on and get better. It is hard to stomach a 4 overtime loss, and the Hokies have played well enough to win, couldn't get it done in 4 overtimes, and you just got to move on.
You can literally see the emotion just draining from people throughout the overtimes, and then watching Bucky Hodges slump back to the locker room after talking to the media. But he was a bright spot as the Hokies found the tight ends, including Bucky, in that game, and the offense did a lot of things that you liked.
They really did. I was talking to Michael Brewer earlier in the week, and I said, this is kind of the offense we expected to see coming into the season. He had a lot of weapons. He had all the experience from a year ago. He put all that time in the offseason. That's what you expected. Talent at running back, offensive line was going to be better, and I think they all put it together against Duke. It took them a little bit while to get going, and Brewer got the rust off. Finding Bucky for 5 catches, over 100 yards, 3 touchdowns. Isaiah Ford had 9. Malik had a big day. Trayvon, 142 yards. They had some great production on offense. Now you just got to take the next step and keep moving ahead because Boston College has got a great defense.
They do, and a big defense. One of the top defenses in the country. They are particularly stingy against the rush.
They are. The Hokies couldn't run it against them last year, Lays. They had 29 carries, I think, for 69 yards in the game last year, and Brewer had to chuck it all over the yard. I think he was 31 of 48. So they're great defense. Addazio believes in that. They're tough, physical guys. They're big. They got experience. But the crazy thing is, as great as they are on defense, they're in the top 10 in the country. Their offense is like the bottom 10 in the country. So it's feast or famine with BC. They've had their injury troubles, and just like the Hokies have, and it's been a tough go of them. They lost 5 in a row in the ACC.
And speaking of losing things, they're down to their 3rd-string quarterback. They've lost 2, including Jeff Smith in the last week's game against Louisville to injury. It will be the nephew of BC legend Doug Flutie, Troy Flutie, we expect to make the start for the Eagles. Doesn't have much of a track record at this point. All right, we wrap up the GDP with the important question. We've decided as a broadcast team we'll be wearing costumes for Halloween. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Dibs on Michelangelo myself. Are you cool with Leonardo?
I'm cool with that. I'm going to be the CCC, the clam chowder consumer.
Halloween edition of the GDP. Once again, Hokies desperation a bit in the ACC. They'll enter at 1-3 against a winless in conference Boston College team up at Chestnut Hill.